Paul, could you explain what cellulose sanding sealer is for those that are unfamiliar with that product?
That's a spell
So,
good.
sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Could you explain cellulose sanding sealer
Okay, yeah.
for those over here that's not familiar with it?
Yeah, you can get really three different flavors of sanding sealer. One is what they call a spirit sanding sealer, which is shellac based and what we call methylated spirits. I think you just call it denatured alcohol, don't you?
Right.
That's what you get in spirit based sanding sealer. It's quite slow to dry, but it does give you a reasonably good result. You just got to be a bit more patient. Me being the impatient type, I'll go for the cellulose based sanding sealer. Again, it's the chestnut or Fiddies or one or two other brands do it. And I dilute it a bit. It's quite thick as it comes out of the pot, so I dilute it a bit, sort of maybe a third thin as 2/3 sanding sealer, just so it flows better and it also soaks into the wood better, I think. So I thin it a bit for that reason. But yeah, you put that straight onto the bare wood as your base, let that dry, cut it back, flatten it basically, and then wax polish on the top. And it's a very good base for the wax polish because if you put wax straight onto the wood, it sort of soaks into the wood and you don't get much of a build on the surface. It's a lower key finish. It's less of a shine. Putting the sanding sealer on first, you're creating a buffer and the wax is sitting on the surface and creating more of a shine. So that's the reason I use it and in that combination. You can also get an acrylic sanding sealer, and where I'm playing with acrylic paints and doing colouring, then if I'm going to use a sanding sealer on something that's got other parts that are acrylic paints, etc., colours, then I'll use an acrylic sanding sealer on those. Now all of these sanding sealers, you could buy them in a tin in liquid form, or you could buy them in a spray can. So you can put it on either way. The spray cans are more expensive, basically. You're going to get through more of those for the same surface coverage. Buying it in a pint sort of tin or thereabouts, it's going to be cheaper and you'll get a lot more mileage out of one of those for the same amount of money.